when it comes to 5G technology, I believe that there could be some intention there to keep people within a certain bandwidth of energy. It could also be something that puts holes, energetic holes in people's auras. And that would then deplete them of more energy, which would keep their vibration low, which would keep them more easily able to be controlled. There's also been, I've heard people talk about and draw correlations between when we bought the radio on the planet back in the day. And, there's radio frequencies all around us right now. We just can't actually see them. But that had a big effect on our consciousness. And then right after that, there was some type of thing that happened that was like a big pandemic. And anytime there's been this new type of technology that's affected the consciousness of the planet, there's been something big that has happened. Right now, we got something on the planet that's happening. Maybe, I don't know if there's a correlation between 5G and what's happening on the planet right now, but maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. But what I will say is that I believe there's people on the planet that do know that we are all powerful beings that just aren't aware of our own power, and that if people are kept in fear and anger, they're much more easily able to be controlled. Plus, they're much more likely to look to authority for certainty. I think they know that, and that's why there's a certain agenda and a certain level of the media that always projects fear out to people, because when people are focused on fear, they create more fear, and it keeps people in that survival mode. Now, with 5G technology, it could be that this energy frequency goes out and it affects the consciousness, and maybe it keeps people more easily able to be controlled, and it keeps people in a lower vibrational state. And what I personally believe is happening is, maybe in a way, think of it like your aura. I heard an analogy of this recently. Think of your aura as you can build it strong. You can do deep breathing, you can do meditation, you can eat healthy foods, you can focus your attention on things that you enjoy doing, you can follow your passion. These are all ways of raising your vibration. When people begin to dip into lower vibrational activities, whether that be drugs, alcohol, and addictions, maybe addiction to sex, addiction to other people, draining their energy, or you having your energy drained, people become in a way addicted to it, and it causes almost like Swiss cheese, little holes in their auric field, where then they're being depleted of energy. And as they're depleted of energy, what happens is they're more easily able to be controlled. And if we go a little bit deeper with this is something I haven't really shared before. I believe that over our reality, there's a different density. We're moving right now from third density into fourth density. Third density is the control of the ego. It's the physical realm. What we're learning how to do, though, is we're moving from the power of that dynamic, the individual ego, into that of the fourth density, which is connection, love, understanding vibration. Reality becomes much more dreamlike. We're moving right now into that state of consciousness. And over the next 15, 20, 100, I don't know how long it'll take, but we're moving into that new level of consciousness in this lifetime, which I think is the most exciting time to be alive, more so than ever before. However, I think that at the same time, as we're making this transition, as we're raising our own frequency, there are people that understand that if you keep people in fear mentality, they're much easier to be controlled. And there are also fourth density astral beings that we don't physically see that may try to influence our own energetic fields. And one of the ways they can influence our energetic fields is if we are in a low vibrational state of consciousness. If we are angry at someone else, we're in this low vibe state, we might find that certain things can attach to us more easily. We'll find that if we're in a fear state, we're much more easily able to be influenced by these negative astral beings. Now, I don't say this so that you're in fear. I'm just kind of showing a new perspective on this that maybe I haven't shared before. And it's like attracts like. So if someone's in a very negative state, they may find themselves attracting themselves to negative energy and maybe other negative people. Now, the key to this, though, is when you begin to raise your vibration, these negative 4D astral beings, I believe, don't have the ability to influence us because we're in a higher vibrational state. So we attract that which we are the vibration of, and one of the ways of protecting yourself from these negative astral beings would be to raise your own vibration. Observe your own thoughts. Focus your attention on things that serve you. If you're focused on the media, you'll find that then it's easier to be in that low vibe state and to attract other low vibe things. So awareness really is the key to raising your vibration, then letting go of what doesn't serve, and then also focus on your own diet. Focus on doing what you love. Focus on becoming aware of the little stories we tell ourselves about who we are And if we're in a victim mentality, become aware of that story and to let go of that story and to become empowered to transform it. Everything in reality is fundamentally neutral. We give it meaning. And when we realize we're giving things a meaning that takes away our power, we can then change that meaning. I used to believe I wasn't powerful. I used to believe that because I had a story, I was unworthy because of my painful past of having an abusive ex-stepmom and having no childhood, really. I told myself a story that I wasn't worthy, and I kept attracting people into my life that mirrored that belief back to me. I was in other controlling relationships. I had a manager that was trying to control me, almost the same personality as my ex-stepmom. Then I became aware of these stories and patterns, and I let them go, and then I feel like I became so much more powerful. I then learned how to observe my thoughts. Learning meditation 10, 15 minutes a day completely transformed my life. And I began to then build up my own energetic field, and then these lower vibrational energies didn't have power over me anymore. And we don't need to go through a dark night of the soul to go through this process. But as you begin to also do shadow work, you'll find that then you raise your vibration as well. The shadow work, we look at the Great Awakening and what's going on in the world right now, the shadow of the government's being brought to the surface for us to then deal with. That's this fear, all this thing being brought up is the unconscious being brought up so that we can deal with it and then let it go. But the best thing that we can do to move through this is to see what this is reflecting back to us. Because it's macrocosm, microcosm. Remember, we're all connected. Even these bad people doing this bad stuff with this elite stuff, they're also connected to us, and they're just kind of playing a role so that we could more powerfully understand how to take our power back, because that's what we wanted to learn in this life as a collective. Now, one of the best things you can do is to integrate what is called your shadow. And when you integrate your shadow, you start to feel emotionally free. I integrated my people pleaser mentality that I had from having a rougher childhood and always trying to please my ex-stepmom. I had to integrate feelings of unworthiness, and once I became aware of it and I shined light on it, I integrated it. I started to feel 100% worthy, whole, and complete. And what I'm talking about in general with this whole process is back in 2012, I raised my vibrational set point from about a 3 out of 10, 3 feeling not so great to 10 feeling amazing, to about a 7 or 8 out of 10. I started to feel high all of the time. And then I would not even want to smoke weed because I felt so high. I would not even want to drink because it would take me out of that feeling. Not saying I'm enlightened by any way, but I believe our natural state of being is to feel this high feeling. And the thing that I think is that you can also feel the same way once you integrate your shadow. And I have a process and a video that explains this process if you go to emotionaltransformationprocess.com. Emotionaltransformationprocess.com, and you can see that. There's also something called the emotional transformation process that will help you step by step integrate your shadow, learn the meditations that I learned to completely transform my energy, raise your vibrational set point without going through a dark night of the soul. Or if you're in the dark night of the soul already, how to get out of that. That's what I'll show you how to do with the emotional transformation process. So if you want to check that out right now, there's an amazing deal there as well. Go to Emotional Transformation Process. There's breathwork bonuses. There's bonuses on chakra alignment. It's a powerful way for you to transform your life, let go of low vibrational energy, and for you to do your own shadow work so that then it also adds value to the collective and the other people in your life as well. That's the way that you raise your vibration. So, like I said, you can go there, Emotional Transformation Process, check it out if that interests you, if that resonates with you. The other part of this, though, is understanding where are we giving away our power? Are we in fear? Are we feeding the old paradigms? This Great Awakening, yes, there may be people that don't want this collective consciousness to raise, but it's happening regardless. I truly believe that. The key to this, though, is us raising our own vibration and understanding where we're putting our energy. Understanding that we do, it's not that they have the power, that's then more victim mentality. Yes, be aware of it, but then say, well, I'm going to grow my own energetic field. I'm going to grow and I'm going to meditate every day for 10 or 15 minutes right when I wake up in the morning. I have another episode that's Raising Your Vibration 101 that's on the podcast. You can find it if you go to the podcast episodes, Raising Your Vibration 101. There's a couple step-by-step guide to raising your vibration. There's a couple episodes on this. It'll show you step-by-step how to do that as well. But realize that the power exists within you, no one else. And once we realize that, we can then take our power back, and that 5G technology will not have effect on us.